60 years, Brendan. On the road. Playing music, in music.
Absolutely.
Mad.
Since I was 15.
Nuts.
I was Malachy Dorsey's Kelly band when I was 16 years of age.
Nuts.
I went to Athlone when I was working on John Higgins' yard, the builder's yard there.
John Higgins says I.
And I was getting 30 bob a week with them boys. And Malachy, one of the first gigs with Malachy was in Athlone, way down in Athlone. And he gave me 4 Irish pounds, 4 big, for one gig. And I thought to myself, I'm in the wrong game here. I couldn't believe it. £4 I got. I was getting 30 bob a week on Higgins's.
Nuts.
So I said to myself, as soon as this Higgins's gig, see, my mother insisted that I get a trade.
Yeah.
You know, get yourself a trade. And I was an apprentice fitter doing that. I had no interest whatsoever in it. Mm-hmm. But I had to go to it every day. And nights would be playing in Donegal, in that man's county there, up in Netcher, Newcombe. And the dance would be 9 to 2. Now, to go to Donegal in those days was a 3-hour drive. But the roads were like chart tracks.
There's no.
So, the time you get there and the time you get home, the dance is over at 2 o'clock in the morning. And the people in Donegal wouldn't come out to 11:30, so you wouldn't get finished to 2:30. By the time you get packed up, and then they insisted that you take tea before you left. Mm-hmm. So we would be back in Magherafelt to 6:30 in the morning.
Jesus.
And I wouldn't get to my bed.
That's some track.
And we had no van. We had a guy from Malachy called Tommy McErlean who drove us. He had an old minibus, an old Morris minibus, and they had a roof rack on it. So we get into the minibus and the gear went in the top. And when we come home from every gig, the gear had to come off Tommy's van into our fucking front porch because he needed the van for his work. So that's the way we worked.
So is that your first foray into music?
And my mother, God rest her, she had wallpaper on the porch. We were throwing all the gear in and it would ruin the whole wallpaper. I remember that. She ate the arse of us. But so what could we do?
So you would gig to get home at 6 and then go to work?
Go to work, get into the boiler set and go straight to work. And this is true, boys. They had a joinery works down the bottom. Like a load of machines, like big planes and saws and band saws and terrible noise in the place, you know. So every so often I'd be sent down to grease these machines with a grease gun. And if I'd been in Donegal and hadn't been to bed, I would have said to Andy Kane, my boss, Andy, could we grease them machines today? I go on ahead. I'd have took the grease gun down to and there'd have been a big plane, a big fucking thing that they're pushing these planks through, and there'd be a load of shavings. Yeah. I'd fucking lie on the shavings. I'd lie in there for a couple of hours, swear to God. Monday's time I done it.
Very good, very good. Jude, are we good? Good stuff, good stuff. Sorry, Brendan, welcome.
It's good to be here,
Absolutely
John.
Fantastic.
It really is.
Fantastic to do it. I see we have an audience as well. Who have you brought with you?
A couple of friends from Donegal, Pauline and Joachim. Two good friends.
These are more than welcome, guys. These are our first live audience. This is our
well, there you are.
nearly 80 episodes, and we've never had an audience now.
Well, there you are now.
We might get a wee bit nervous. But no, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Magherafelt. Have you ever listened to the podcast before?
No, I haven't listened to it. I've just heard about it.
You've heard about it?
I heard about it from my daughters and sons and stuff.
Oh, very good, very good.
Would you know where Stephen, would you?
Maybe.
The drummer.
Yes, okay, yes,
and
yes.
And the younger son's James.
Yes, yep. Know them to see, yeah.
And then I have 2 daughters as well.
Brilliant. So on this podcast, what we usually do is we chat about people's lives from the local area. And
yes.
We're absolutely, we think it's fantastic that you agreed to come down
yes.
all the way, so appreciate it. So tell us this, if you can, first memory, your furthest memory from even childhood. What do you think that is?
Hard to think. I'd have to think musically. You know, musically about was a concert in St. John's Halls up there one night years ago, and I was a young boy, and they had a place at the back where you climbed up at the back. You know, there was showed films.
Right.
A projecting room, and there was 2 or 3 wee holes at the back, and I was up there watching this concert. I was only a kid. I shouldn't have been in the hall at all. I was only a wee. But I see the skiffle group. Sean McKee, my cousin Henry Quinn, Patsy Martin from Castledawson, and Brian Murray. They called him the Box Murray. He was the goalkeeper for the local Rosses here. He was playing a T-chess bass. And Sean McKee was the main man. He was a good guitar player and good singer. But Henry was there too, playing guitar, and Patsy Martin playing this. See, I was amazed at this. I said, Christ, that's my memory of when I seen those guys. I thought, I have to get a guitar.
That's what started it.
That's what the start of it.
First guitar.
And Sean McKee said to me, they used to rehearse in McSwiggan's shirt factory down Rennie Street, because Anthony McSwiggan, he wanted to be in the band, but he wasn't good enough. And Sean kept coaxing him, yeah, you'll be all right, you get a guitar, but so we could practice in their garage. And Sean said to me, if you can master the guitar, you're in the band.
Yeah.
So I got this guitar. I can't remember how I came across it. I just can't remember how the circumstances was, but I got it, and I can remember sitting in the house night after night strumming these chords that Sean McKee showed me, C, F, G, D, A, and pumping these. He says, keep at that. And that's what I did. So my fingers actually bled, and just started. That's how I started, and I got into that band that Sean had, and we called ourselves the Breakaways.
The Breakaways.
What age were you then?
I was about 15 or 16 years of age. And Malachy Doris, God rest my sister Philomena, she was a singer with Malachy, and he needed a guitar player. And I got the chance. Cushendal Hall one Sunday night, and I was in the band.
Rehearsal, that was your rehearsal.
That was my rehearsal. I sang 3 or 4 songs, and I was in the band.
Very good.
And that's how I started.
What about family? Mother, father? Were they Magherafelt?
Daddy was Paddy Quinn. He was a blacksmith. He was one of about 10 people in my grandfather James's family. They were nearly all boys. I think there was one girl, an aunt that I had. She died young. I didn't even know her, but I had a load of uncles: George, Tommy, Barney, Mickey, Eddie Quinn. Malachy Quinn, do you?
Yeah.
Eddie would be Malachy. Malachy's the first cousin of mine.
Ah, right, okay.
So
yeah.
Eddie, then Westland. They were called the Eddie Marys, because he was Eddie and she was Mary, and we were called the Paddy Annies.
That's not Malachy.
So Paddy and Annie.
Sorry, that's not Malachy and Teresa, is it?
I'm Malachy and Teresa.
Teresa
Teresa from Malachy.
Teresa's my aunt.
Well, there you go. And she's a lovely girl.
Lovely girl. I just
and
seen her
Malachy's a nice man too.
Lovely fella.
Good family.
Really good family. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all my cousins. So Daddy was the local blacksmith.
Right.
And there was 12 of us. Daddy was married twice. And he married a lady from Castledawson called McKeever, and they had 2 children. He set up shop in Malachy, in the middle lane, as a blacksmith. And whatever happened, his first wife, I don't know whether she died in childbirth or whatever happened, but he was a very young widower. And he met my mother quite suddenly after that, quite quickly after, and she married him, and she raised Jimmy and Susanna, who were Daddy's 2 first, and she had 12 of her own on top of that.
Some of mine.
Starting with Philomena. And all down, the youngest is Mairead, my sister Mairead, who's now a 50-year-old woman, I suppose.
Still young yet.
She's still young yet, yeah. So that's the family, and Daddy had a blacksmith shop, and I actually worked with him for a couple of years before I went into Higgins's yard. Well, not a couple of years, maybe a year. I didn't want to go back to school. So my mother said you have to do something. So
What school were you at?
was it the TAC?
Ah, right.
I did the 11 plus. Master O'Brien here put us through the 11 plus, and I failed spectacularly, as you do. But then they give you another wee exam called the review, and if you pass that, you're entitled to go to the TAC. So I passed the review and went to the TAC. But the TAC was so lax, you know, you weren't made to do anything. If you wanted to work, you worked. I didn't want to work. I didn't like school. So, you know, I just punched in me 5 years and that was it. I don't think I ever did a homework. We did woodwork, which I enjoyed. We did metalwork, which I enjoyed, but chemistry. I liked English and I liked French, but all the rest of the stuff I couldn't be bothered.
You liked your hands, but more practical?
Yeah. Mr. Wallace was the, no, what do they call him? Mr. Can't remember his name. He was a nice man, woodwork teacher. The headmaster was Mr. McCorrick. And I liked playing football. We played soccer at the TAC. We wore a green outfit, green jerseys and white socks, and I used to love that because I can remember we'd have made of a match on Saturday in Lurgan or somewhere, and I'd spend all Friday night getting all my kit ready, getting the boots cleaned and
buzzing,
getting all ready for that. I loved the football, but apart from that, then I saw one of the guys in the school called Mervyn Dempsey. I saw him playing at they used to have a tax social every Christmas in the Burnside Hall, and he was in the band playing this big guitar. And that was another, Christ, I need to get one of them, you know.
So you always just gravitated towards music?
I gravitated towards the music because my sister Philomena, she was the eldest in her family. And she was great because she could sing in all the pantomimes here and all the local dramatic things. She was a big, powerful voice. She didn't need a microphone. And she sang with Malachy Doris. And she'd be walking around the house and be singing all these songs off the radio, and you know, like all the popular songs of Connie Francis and Brenda Lee and all these people. And I'd be following around the house singing these songs. That's how I started. That's where I got the buzz for singing. Of course, I had the guitar as well, and then I was really at myself, you know. So I never looked back.
And then was it the Breakaways? Is it around the same time?
The Breakaways, Sean McKee left the Breakaways. He got married to Winnie, and he left, went to England. I was kind of devastated because he was my mentor and he was my main man. And I thought my life was gone when Sean's left. But no, he needs must, you know, and I kept on going. I became the main guitar player in the band, and I became a second singer. We had a singer called Robin Averill, who's still around. Robin's still around, the Kettle Dawson man. He went off to Canada after he got married, and he left the band as well, and I became the kind of de facto lead singer because we never replaced the singer. We just went from an 8-piece band to a 7-piece, and I became the lead guy.
Did you just start singing one day and you were like...
I was singing all the time.
Did you go, I'd like to sing? Or did they go, you have to sing?
No, it was a case that I just took over.
Yeah.
And it was no bother to me. I could have sung all night, you know. I loved it. I loved music.
So where would that have band gigged all over Ireland, or where were you mainly gigging at?
Mainly Ireland, but we would have went to England quite regularly and Scotland.
Wow. Very good. And how long would them trips have been? Were they just
Scotland would have been. We used to go to Scotland. Would have been done in 5 days. We would have played Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Be off on the Monday because there'd be nothing happening. But there was a gig in Aberdeen on the Tuesday, so we'd have played that gig, and that gig would have been over about midnight, and we would have drove straight to the ferry down to Larne and got the 7:30 boat home. No sleep. That's the way we worked it. We worked it.
Did you ever sleep then? No, was that sleep not?
We would have slept, but it would have, you know, if we were doing a gig like that and heading home, if it was the last gig, we would just
You just power free.
Just power.
Head for the ferry, you know, and get home.
Head for the hills.
As soon as possible.
How long did the Breakaways last then? What was that sort of journey like?
That was, I'd say, the Breakaways 65 to about 69, and Robin left. And then I took over. We made a record. 69, I went to Dublin with my brother Davy and Billy Cushley, the bass player.
Billy, I know Billy.
You know Billy?
He used to work at the Step In for a wee bit, I think.
Billy was a great barman. Billy was a great lad and a great musician.
Yeah.
He played the bass and he played fiddle and he had a good voice. Mm-hmm. So where was I at there?
You were... What was it? You were getting the ferry home.
Yeah.
Getting the ferry home. And you were in 69 and you were just about to...
That's right. I was the lead singer. We went to Dublin to make this to record 4 songs. One of them was a song called "Help Me Make It Through the Night" by Chris Christopherson, and that was my first release as a single.
Class.
And I got played on Radio Wearn at the time. Brilliant. And that was a great thing to get a play on that. It was fantastic. And there was a DJ called, what's it called him? Val Joyce. Right. He had a program every Saturday. Now, Radio Wearn at that time didn't play much music. It was just more or less news and current affairs. But there was this Saturday afternoon show called Airs and Races. And he compared it and he recovered all the races in England, like, Hampton Park and Catterick and all these places. And then he'd have played a record, and between times he'd have give you the odds for the 2:30 at Hampton. Then he'd have played somewhere. He'd played a record. Here's this new guy, Brendan Quinn. I like this guy here, and he played me every week for a month with this song, "Help Me Make It Through the Night," and that got me started. Yeah. He started to talk about this young voice, blah 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 blah, and I just went from there. And then in '71. This man came to me with a song called "It's 4 a.m. It was a big hit in America. A guy called Tom Murray, he owned a record shop. And he said, "I think this song will suit you, Brendan. You've got a great voice." It was called "It's 4 a.m. And I took it down to Dublin and booked the studio for one song, 150 quid. And she went to number 1 September 1972.
Wow, class.
And that kind of got me established. That was 1972. The Breakaways carried on in a different name. We called ourselves the Signs for a while. Mm-hmm. And then I broke that band up. I wanted a country band because I wanted to do country music. So I formed this band called the Bluebirds in February 1976. And the Bluebirds went for 10 or 12 years. And I went to Canada.
10 or 12 years?
Yeah. We'd played all over Ireland and had great success, big crowds. We were huge. And then I got this offer to go to Canada. We were playing one night in Killarney in the Donegal Hotel. Mm-hmm. And this man came to me after the gig, and he was a European guy. He says, "My name is Rudy Victoria." He says, "I own a club in Vancouver, Canada, and I would like you guys to play." And I thought, this guy's Waldo, he's definitely.
He's not too much.
So I gave him my manager's phone number.
Yeah.
I says, "Talk to that guy." So 2 days later, my manager called me. He says to me, "I have a fly on the phone." He says, wants to talk to you. He says he wants to book you. And this guy was straight up. So he came to Magherafelt.
Right.
And we negotiated, and I got a 14-week contract with this guy for his club called the Blarney Stone in Vancouver. And I had this idea, 14 weeks, that's a long time. I said to myself, now, if I could make a couple of contacts out there, you never know what would happen. And I talked it over with my wife. "What would you think about going to Canada, Bernie?" She says, "What?" And we ended up, this is the truth of God, I had a house in Cushley, I had a record shop on Broad Street, sold the heap, everything. We left this town with 4 wains and 6 suitcases, and landed in Vancouver to a rented house. There's a local man here, Joe Heaney, lived in Church Street, and he was home to bury his sister, and he was the inspiration of me for going to Canada. I had this record shop, and I was in the shop one night just after closing time, and this person walked past the window, and I looked at it, and I knew the face, and the face came back. He knew me, Joe Heaney. I hadn't seen him for 13 years, so I met him the next day for coffee, and I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm in Vancouver." I says, "Where the hell's Vancouver?" He says, "Western Canada, great place, perfect town. And he talked it up to me. And Leonard Hutchinson, who had a green grocery shop on Rooney Street, I was very friendly with Leonard. He lived up in Cushendal as well. And he used to come home when he'd meet me and stop the van at my house. And, I'm fed up with this place. All this bombing and shooting. He wanted to get away to South Africa.
Right.
So I told him, I says, look, this guy wants me to go to Vancouver. Oh, Jesus. And Joe Heaney says, why don't you just go and have a look at the place? So me and Leonard booked a flight and off we went to Vancouver. And Joe Heaney took us round the town every day for 10 days, wined us and dined us, and we had a great time. Showed us all the houses and where to buy. That's a good place there, and this is a good tune. And showed us the Blarney Stone where I was offered the gig. Went into the Blarney Stone actually, and blah blah blah. Stayed there. I came back, sung the praises to Bernie. That was January of 81. And on the 7th of May of that year, we were away.
That's crazy.
And we spent 4 years there. Took the whole family, put them into school, bought a house.
What was so right about it?
Pardon?
What was so right about it?
It was the getting away out of this morass of the troubles. I was fed up with it too, you know, and I figured if I could get Vancouver right on the American border, it's only about 20 miles down to Douglas, which is and I thought, if I get a few contacts in the States, get a bit of work in the States, you know, I could make a go of it here.
Yeah.
But no, the States didn't work for me. I didn't make any progress there at all. I did well in Canada. And the only problem we had when I was in Canada was that I was away from home so much.
So big.
So big. It's a vast country. And your gigs, we were doing showrooms, you know, dinner clubs and that. And you were there for a week. It's not a one-night stand. You were there in that place for 1 week. They put you up. But you had to play there every night, like Monday to... So you weren't even off at all. You were just constantly working. And it just got too much for me. And then I was away from home that much. One night I was in northern BC, up about 1,000 miles from home, in a place called Prince Rupert. And I was so fed up. The gig was bad, and we were there every night for a place called the Surf Club. It wasn't a good gig. And I called Bernie. I said, look, I'm pissed off with this place. What do you think about going home to Ireland? And she says, whatever you think, Brandon. So when I come back from that tour, I made arrangements, and we came back to Ireland, and I picked up my life here again, which was great, you know.
What was Bernie and the family like over there?
She loved it.
Yeah.
She went from being a housewife, she got a job in a nursing home, you know, serving people meals and that. And she got her own job, she got her own wee car, and she got driving. She had
socialising and stuff and a bit of crack.
She loved it, and she made great friends. But at the same time, she wouldn't stop me. She said, if you want to go home, so be it. And when we got home here, she picked up her life again. There's a place there on Union Road called Hollybank. Yeah. She got a job in there. She worked in there for 22 years after she came home. We bought a house in Hospital Road, and I picked up my life again, and actually got a job in the BBC. I got they had a program called Make Mine Country, which is a television series. I got two of them, 2 series.
Very good.
In 1986 and 87.
A couple of years, was it?
2 years, and that kind of got me back into the game again, you know. So
was that presenting?
Presenting it, yeah.
Presenting, yeah. Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the presenting?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah. Great. But the guy the producer that was doing it for me was a guy called Harry Adair. He was a musician as well. He played in a band called the Cousins, Belfast band, and he played trumpet. So he knew all about show bands and all, and he knew my background. And he rang me. He says to me, "Look, we're doing our new series here. I want you to do a screen test." So I went down, put me on my best face, and passed the test, and I got the job. So, and then I ran into a bit of trouble with the law. I was caught with a bit of illegal substance one time.
Medicinal.
Well, I said it, but the police didn't agree with me.
Yeah.
No, it was horrendous. We were stopped. We were come back from a gig in England up the road from London. I got the 11:30 ferry, and when we landed at 3 o'clock in Larne, there was 4 police vans. Something that never happened to me before. 4 big, them big grey minibuses that they had. And there's a dozen cops, must have been a dozen cops. They pulled us in, and this guy stuck a big placard in front of. I was driving. Are you carrying any illegal substances? Blah blah blah. I says no. So he said out of the van and searched everything. They got a bit of stuff in my bag, and arrested the whole lot of us.
Jesus.
Took us all, the 6 of us.
What year was this?
This was 87, and I was in the middle of a Make Mine Country series. I was beginning to get the second series ready. Mm-hmm. So this happened. We were all taken down to him, and I was kept overnight, being the main suspect. And Liam McNally, my solicitor, came down at 11:30 at night. Remember, he says, "Have you told these guys anything?" You know, he didn't ring it like that. He says, "Aye, not much." He says, "Well, don't tell them anymore." So, the court, that was January. The court case, the police kept adjourning it, and it didn't come up till June of that year. And McNally says to me, "Look, you could go down for this." He says, "The amount of the stuff that you had," which at that time was half an ounce.
Barely nothing, barely nothing.
Anyway, no, it was more than half an ounce. It was 4 ounces, that was what it was. And the cops deemed it to be enough for me to be supplying. So I was charged 7 counts. And then, during the course of the interviews in the police station, my piano player, Keith Miller, is an only son, and they threatened him that they were going to his house, and he told them that I and the guitar player in the band had spent money in Sligo one night buying dope. Sligo. So I was charged with importation over the border as well.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway, when the case came to court, McNally says to me, "You're going to need to get character references because you could go down for this." Mm-hmm. So I rang Harry Adair, my producer on the BBC, and he says, "Look, I'll certainly go to Larne, no bother." And Father Brian Darcy, he says, "No trouble." So the 2 boys landed at Larne, spoke on my behalf, and the judge says, "Mr. Quinn, stand up. I regard drugs as whatever it was, stain in our society. And but for the character references that you presented here today, I would have no hesitation in imposing a custodial sentence. However, he charged me 500 quid. I was charged with 3 counts at the end of the day. So 1,500 quid. And I was out of there.
Good.
And then, of course, the jokes all started around the town, and the kids are still in school. "Don't go near Quins, you got to keep off the grass." And this is a good one here. This is a good one here. One Sunday, shortly after Pandy Walsh told me this. He says, we were getting the papers one day at Galway, and Leo Ludwig came out of the chapel. He says, "I seen Brandy Quinn in the chapel there. I used to lift the collection, the wee baskets. I seen him lifting the collection. He must be collecting his bail money." That's what Leo
Very good.
Oh, God.
Oh, brilliant.
It's funny how them things get round town.
But that's what the crack was around the town. But it soon, there was a great priest in this town called Brian Harris. Do you remember him?
No, don't.
A brilliant man. And he knocked our door, whatever day it was, I got out of the jail. It was much on the Wednesday or Thursday. Shortly after it happened, anyway. Moved to the house. And he knocked the door, and I opened it. He says, how you doing, Brendan? I said, I'm not doing it. He said, have you any of that stuff left? I says, no. But he came into the house and had a cup of tea and he says, look, he says, you've done nothing now. You go down the town with your wife, he says, you stand up, you go to your, and you lift the collection every Sunday. So you keep doing that. That's what he said to me. Yeah. So that's to be done. We just went on with our lives.
Proper order.
But if that happened today, there wouldn't be a word about it.
Nothing.
They'd laugh at you.
Yeah. In fact, at the time it was, and it was
silly.
A big thing at the time. But look, I survived it, and I lost a lot of work, I have to say.
Because of it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was promoters down south. There was a guy in Donegal. I won't say his name. Raffo. He says, I couldn't have you in here. Oh, God, Zeus. Well, girls have been here. And him serving underage kids all night. Oh, I couldn't have you in here. So I lost a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know. And I was down for a long time. It was a sad time, but you get through it, you know.
Yeah. Well, what was next for you after that?
I was picking up my career again, just basically, and I didn't. Shortly after that, I put the band off the road. Really, you know, it was downhill for me after that drugs bust. It was. I kind of kept on going, but it wasn't never the same. You know, it was that wee thing, just, you know.
Yeah, back of your head or the back of the public's head, or
probably a bit of both. I knew myself that I was in trouble, you know. But then there was lots of good guys. There was a guy in Roscommon says to me, "No, I'll book you one down in Brenton." I said, "No bother at all." He says, and you know, if everybody had been the same as that guy in Roscommon, you know, I would have been all right. But those people they held a grudge. You know, and maybe they thought to themselves, "Well, Quinn, maybe Aki deserves it," you know, big-headed boy anyway, you know, and all that there.
Talented. Terrible.
Maybe too talented.
Terrible. Terrible.
Of course, there's a lot of guys in the music business, I can tell you, and they're talentless, you know. But I won't say no more about that.
That's it. But it moves maybe into, is that maybe into the 90s?
That'll be in the 90s. I put the band off the road early 90s, yeah. Mm-hmm. Then I worked with, I started this wee band called the Kickin Mules.
Yes.
They were a pub band. Mm-hmm. We had a friend called Artie McGlynn, who's no longer with us, great famous guitar player.
Do you know him?
He was fantastic.
He was a really good friend of mine. And Artie and me, tell you how it happened, I was doing a recording session in Donegal, doing 4 songs, and I rang Artie, I says, "Would you produce these?" He says, "Well, surely." And we arrived in Percy Robinson's studio in Ramelton, and we're playing away, and Artie was playing an electric guitar, playing the telly, and him and Percy was playing steel and Artie's playing lead guitar, and it was a great session. We did 4 songs, and after the session, McGlynn says to me, "Jeez, that was great." He says, "I haven't played electric guitar in years." It's acoustic. He was playing with trad stuff, you know. Why don't we start a band? And that's how the Kickin Mules started. And John McGirr, who owned Sally O'Brien's pub in Oma, rang me one day. He says to me, "Artie McGlynn's on to me here." He says, "They want to do a Monday night. What are you going to call yourselves?" I said, "I don't know. You may ring Artie." And he rung Artie and he says, "It's Kickin Mule."
He just come
Just
up
whatever.
today on the
Kickin
spot.
Mule's a drink or something. It's like a
Right.
Bloody Mary or something.
It's one
Kickin
of
Mules.
those, like a
Was-
cocktail.
It's a cocktail, yeah.
What was the type of music? Like, what was the type of vibe to that band?
Anything. I said to Artie, "We need a rehearsal." He says, "We need no rehearsals. We just arrive.
Just go with it.
You have a bunch of songs, we'll arrive," and that was how it happened. We never rehearsed. We didn't have to rehearse.
Did you enjoy that?
Oh,
Free,
loved it.
but
And
freedom.
Every Monday night, the place was jammed. It was packed. We did that for about 20 years.
20 years. Jesus.
We got TV out of it and everything. It was great. And then, of course, like everything else, it comes to an end. Mm-hmm. But I had a good run at it. I had 10 good years at the Bluebirds, you know. Mm-hmm. And I went to Canada and came back, started the Kickin Mule. And just continuing on from that, really. I'm in Donegal now since 2014, and I'm up there all the time.
There's not many artists that have been around 60 years can say that they've been...
Aye, right enough. Well, it's my life. It's all I wanted to do, John. It's as soon as I got out of Higgins' yard, that was me. And I loved every minute of it. It's a great life. It's a great life.
Is there any negatives to that sort of life? Would there be anything?
Well, the negative would have been getting busted, I suppose. That'd be one of the negatives. But very few, no. All in all, I couldn't complain,
No. Do you think the music business has kind of changed now? Or?
Oh, I wouldn't want to be starting out now.
No?
A lot of guys at it. And the music business now is based around social media. And the bad thing about that is that artists that write their own songs and stuff can't get paid anymore.
Can't get a start.
You can't hold on to your music. The Spotify thing has just ruined the whole business. The only way that you can make money in the music business now is if you go out and play live and sell your stuff at your gigs, T-shirts or CDs. But should you buy a new car now? There's no CD in it, CD player in it.
No.
It's no USB point. So I mean, you haven't a chance. It's all streaming and it's all condensed music and it's crap.
Yeah.
It sounds
awful. It's sad to hear. Like, it's so
honestly.
Sad.
And there's probably another thing of like less people going out these days, and there's probably a thing going on at the minute where less people are. I seem to feel like less
people are home entertainment, yeah,
exactly, and no one's going
drinking
to see
in the
live
house.
music,
Yes, yes.
Well, COVID did
COVID has changed everything.
A big number on that.
Yeah,
a big
COVID
number
changed a lot of stuff.
Which I like. I'm sad for the hospitality, to be honest with you, because I mentioned my background. We had the pub for years, and whenever my father wasn't in the bar, we were upstairs listening to cassettes.
Yes,
we were Charlie Lansborough, the Clancy brothers,
all that stuff.
All the Elvis albums, and we were singing Dubliners, singing, dancing around the house and all. Like, it's just it's sad to see the hospitality is just not as lively as it used to be.
It's a different word now.
Yeah.
It's a different word. It's sad to see it.
I seen actually you during lockdown. You were doing bits and pieces with social media and writing songs and stuff.
That's
like,
right.
How did you find that?
During the lockdown, I decided to do half an hour every day. Every day, and I did it for a long, long time, maybe a year. And one day. It was 4 o'clock. We used to do it at 4 o'clock in the day. Everybody was in their house, everybody locked down. It was great. And I would do it for half an hour, switch the thing off. And one day, Bernie came into the room that I was doing it in, and she says, "We have no fucking Spuds."
Right.
And I hadn't the machine off.
That is class. That added to it.
You couldn't make it up, man.
You probably had more people on the next day to see what Bernie did.
But that's the truth. You have no fucking Spuds.
That's class. Very good. Must have kept you seeing though. Must have kept you seeing.
It did indeed. I thoroughly enjoyed it every day.
Yeah.
Thoroughly. And there was a guy in Belfast, a reporter, a newspaper man, Hugh Jordan. You might have know him. He does a column there in the Sunday World every week.
I think I have heard of him, actually, yeah.
He's a Scotsman, but he's a very good writer. And he used to watch me every day.
Right, yeah.
And he wrote a wee piece about this man doing this every day.
Brilliant. Class.
Aye. There you are.
Very good.
So, I don't know, are we done or...
You've had a long day.
I think I've told you enough.
Exhausted.
I told you enough lies.
We'll get into these crimes a bit more here. How long is it?
All these. How many years did you spend in jail?
Tell me this, actually. You mentioned my father, actually. Tell me that wee story, actually. Did you say you met him over in...
Yeah, I was in New York, see now, 84.
Yeah.
84. I was there also was there in 73. You would have known or heard about your uncle Dermot in the block.
Right, yep.
Dermot went to America and did very well. And in 73, in our first trip out, Dermot was, I don't think Eugene was there at that time.
No, I don't think so.
Dermot was working in a pub and he brought us around New York and showed us he was doing really well. And we weren't home till we heard that Dermot was fucking killed. Killed in a car crash. He had bought a new Volkswagen car, bought a new Beetle, and somebody came over the Central Reservation on some highway and just knocked him out. So that was Dermot gone. But later on in 84, I was back in London. I was in New York for a month in 84, and that's when I met your daddy Eugene. He had a pub in Queens. Can't remember the name of it now.
I think it was Cavalier.
That's right.
Cavalier 2 or Cavalier.
That's right. And I think we made a plate for him one night. Mm-hmm. But he brought us around the town and showed us a lot of stuff as well. You know, I remember that. I was there for a month. The story with that now. We were in digs in the Bronx in an apartment, and we were working for a guy who owned a place called the Archway Tavern. Right, and we got a gig in there for 2 weeks, every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 3 weeks. The gig started at 12 o'clock at night. That's the start, and ended at 4 in the morning. That was the times. So we would finish at 4 o'clock, and I wasn't a drinker. The apartment was about 3 blocks away. The 3 boys in the band would have stood with Sean, the barman, and drunk a few pints. I wasn't until it. I was at a wee bit of a toke, so I went home every night and made myself a cup of tea and we joint.
As you do.
As you do. This night I went out of the pub. 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 it was about maybe. It was summertime, there was light like this. And I began to walk home. And when I got to the first lights, there was a car behind me and a car in front of me. When I got to the next lights, there was 4 or 5 cars in front of me and 4 or 5 cars behind me. And when I got about 100 yards from the apartment, there was 2 cars reversing, keeping their distance, but reversing, keeping me in their sights. I got fucking scared. And when I got to the apartment door, there was about 12 taxis at the apartment. And I ran into the apartment, up the stairs, and looked out the window, and the cops had arrived.
Yes.
And I had a bag of dope in the apartment. And I said to myself, Jesus Christ. So I took the bull by the horns and I went down to them, presented myself. I said, what's going on here? Well, there he is there. So they brought me and took all my details. Big New York cop. Yeah, on the phone and all, yeah. He's got a beard. I had a beard at the time, yeah. Okay. Heavy Irish accent, yeah. Okay, so he says, you're okay.
Okay.
You're okay. You can go into the house. This is a dream. So I'm back into the apartment. Happy days, cup of tea going, joint going. Next thing, knock at the door. No. The 2 cops. We'll have to take you downtown.
Oh, fuck.
I swear to God. So I went into this police car, bumping down these bumpy streets into the 14th precinct. Never forget it. And this man was sitting with a big bandage around his head. He looked at me and he said to me, no, that's not him. That's 3.
They were looking for a bearded Irishman, were they, or something?
No, that's not him. So the 2 cops brought me right back to the apartment again.
Oh,
right up the town again to the Bronx. When you believe that, that's the gospel truth.
Another cup of tea, another
What
joint.
had happened was, a taxi man outside the Archway Tavern was attacked.
Right.
And he was knifed for $90. That's all they had on him.
Jesus.
And
is that where the taxis were all rallying?
That's they were all rallying.
They were
all
like trying to keep you in their sights, sort of thing.
That's exactly.
Right.
This is the guy here. This is him.
Ah, okay.
When I got to the apartment, they knew where I lived.
Yeah, keeping an eye on you.
Keeping an eye on me.
It's a bad time to be having a toke.
That was one story anyway. I suppose there's a few more, but I can't remember. Honest to God.
Oh, it's a good.
There was many as a handling that we had, but as again,
that's a pickle.
The kid doesn't come to mind at the minute.
No, you're fine. No, look, thank you very much, Brendan.
Thank you, that was.
You've lived some life, like, and thank you for sharing it with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, man.
We really appreciate it, like, and I know our listeners and viewers will appreciate it as well. Customary with someone who has a talent like yourself, can you play a few songs for us?
Oh well, I'll play a few songs. I'll play a couple. I'll play 3 songs for you.
Yep,
brilliant.
whatever you want.
2 of my own.
Fantastic.
And one from a man that I admire a lot.
No problem at all. Jude,
do you need to get set up?
No, it's all good. We can keep it rolling just as this.
Okay. Share angle, okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna get comfortable.
Fantastic.
This is a song that I wrote this when I turned 70, which was 8 or 9 years ago now. And they had a big do for me in Melton one night on the bridge one night. It surprised me. But the morning after that, about 3 days after my birthday, I walk a lot, and I was walking up the road in Ballyhearn Bay, and I just stopped. I said, Jesus Christ, I'm here 70 years, you know. Big number, like. You start to think about your childhood and your parents and all. And by the time I got home, I had half of the song written. It's called Tickin Over. Took a long walk today, like I do most every day. It helps to keep this old body ticking over. When you punched in 70, time gets closer, you don't know when you're gonna be pushing up the clover. I'm not the man that I used to be. The years just keep on roaring by. Before you know it, your history, you're playing in that big band in the sky. Just keep walking every day, all along the wild Atlantic way. That salt sea air will keep your mind and body sober. I'm not the man that I used to be. The years just keep on roaring by. Before you know it, your history, you're playing in that big band in the sky. I keep walking every day, all along Ballyhearn Bay. It helps to keep this old body ticking over. Yeah. keep this body ticking over. Keep on walking every day, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tickin Over. Right, this one is another one of my own songs. And it's about my grandson. My youngest son, James, got married, and their first kid came along, and it was all excited. He was ringing me up, Daddy. And then he rang me and said, Daddy, we've got a boy. I says, that's great, son. What are you going to call it? He says, we're going to call him Jonah. Nice name, James, lovely name. And we're going to call him James after me. Great. So when I put the phone down, I thought, Jonah James. That's a nice, rings a bell there, Jonah James. So I wrote a song about this wee boy. It's called Jonah James. See now. He arrived in his own good time, the way that it was meant to be. He checked in about 9:15. It was such a sight to see. He came out perfect in every way, a bouncing baby boy, and he'll just get stronger every day. He's our bundle of joy. Jonah James, you're welcome to this world. I know you'll fit in just fine. Jonah James, I wanna watch your life unfurl, 'cause you are the tie that binds. Well, I hope I'm still around to watch him grow into a big strong man. Keep his feet right on the ground through the highs and the lows. Gonna give him all the love I can. Wanna make him laugh, I wanna see him smile. I wanna take him a walking in the park, and I'll do just what it takes. I'll go that extra mile just to see him make his mark. Jonah James, you're welcome to this world, and I know you'll fit in just fine. Jonah James, I wanna watch your life unfurl, 'cause you are the tie that binds. Yes, you are the tie that binds. Jonah James.
That's my favourite song. Fantastic song.
You alright now? Right, well, I'll do another one of my own, why not? This is another song about my first grandson, Kickin. He's now 30 years of age. But he was out in our house one day, the time we lived out in Mulderg. He was about 4 or 5. And I was at the kitchen table, or at the sink, washing dishes, as you do. But and he was outside in the garden, he was playing, with a toy or whatever it was. kicking a football or riding a bike. But he had this big smile on his face all the time. And I thought, Christ, I wish I could be like him, you know. I was in bad form that day, probably got a very big credit card bill or something. I wasn't in good form anyway. And I said to myself, but that night that line struck with me, and I wrote this. See him? Sorry. He's always got that smile on his face. Wish I could be like him. 'Cause he's full of childhood innocence, and it fits me right up to the brim. He believes everything I tell him. He never questions a thing, but he questions me constantly. Wants to know just what makes those bells ring. He lifts me up, he wears me down, he lights up my world every day. I can't wait for him to come around, and I know things will always be that way. He's got those big blue eyes that shine. He takes after his Uncle Jim, and he's always got that smile on his face. Wish I could be like him. He lifts me up and he wears me down, and he lights up my world every day. I can't wait for him to come around, and I know things will always be that way. He's got those big blue eyes that shine. He takes after his Uncle Jim, and he's always got that smile on his face. Wish I could be like him. Oh, I wish I could be like him. You know I just wanna be like him. all good. Right, good.
Brilliant. I feel spoilt. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, boys. I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it.
The pleasure is all ours. Wish you a safe trip home.
Yes.
And is there anywhere you're playing at the moment that anybody can catch?
No, I'm gonna. All my gigs are cancelled. I got this date from my operation.
Oh yes.
15th of September, and I'll be out of action to the new year.
So closer to the end of the year,
Yeah.
the new year. No
Yeah.
worries. We'll put up anything that comes out. We'll definitely we'll shout about it.
Absolutely. And the same with this end. I'll.
Oh, sure. What do we know? That's it. It'll hold up.
God rest my brother Davey. He was older than me, and we were both in the band together. We grew up together. He was a drummer. He was in the drummer in that Sean McKee's band I was talking about. He was the drummer. Him and Sean McKee were like that there. They never left each other. And we used to be arguing all the time, me and Davey. And his big one was, what the hell do you know? What would you know?
Well, maybe change it to that. You know?
What the hell do we know? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Pleasure, guys.
Brilliant. Didn't even leave the notes.
That was unreal.